Here's a fun fact about muscles that might make your workouts actually make sense. This is especially helpful if you are hypermobile like me. So we know that when you flex a muscle, it gets tense, right? And the muscle fibers come closer together. They create more tension. But what happens on the other side of that joint is the exact opposite. The muscle on the other side is going to stretch. Why is this important? It's important because hypermobility is one of those things where we have a muscle that's not supposed to be doing that job. And so we're putting one particular muscle under enormous amounts of strain over a really long period of time. That's when we start to strain, sprain, roll our ankle, etc. because that muscle is so tired that it has like KO'd and given up. It says it's too much, I don't want to do this anymore. So that would be an example of an accessory muscle doing the job of a prime mover. So let's talk about what that is. Let's talk biceps and triceps. You have let's say you're curling something really heavy. You have the agonist, the prime mover, which would be your bicep, the muscle doing the job, the work, carrying the load. Then on the other side of that joint, in this case it's the elbow joint, is the tricep, which is the antagonist. The job of that muscle is to extend, to stretch, to create room so that the joint can move through the range of motion. The bicep is a pretty easy example because most people can flex their arm and feel that muscle working. That's an example of your agonist doing the job it's supposed to. So think about it. If you want to create more room in the elbow joint, when we're bending it, the bicep shortens, which means the tricep gets longer. So agonist, antagonist. Now that is all joints in all parts of the body. A less obvious example, but a more common one, is going to be your diaphragm. So it's this dome-shaped muscle that lives under the ribs. And when we breathe, it either pulls air in or it relaxes back into that dome and helps the pressure happen in the lungs. If that prime mover, the diaphragm, is not being activated by the nervous system, then we might use little accessory muscles in the neck to do that job instead. So we don't want that to be the case. Instead, we want to focus on expansion of the rib cage and activating the diaphragm so we can relax these little babies. There's more to be said on this, so I am going to post a part 2 here in just a second, so catch me over there.